everyone, welcome to the channel, and today we are gonna see OpenTelemetry Exporters. So observability is incomplete without exporters. OpenTelemetry Exporter plays a critical role in delivering telemetry data to monitoring backends like Grafana, Jagger and Prometheus. So before we actually start, let's clearly understand what we are going to cover in this session. So this tutorial is not just theoretical, it is designed for beginners who want clarity, interview preparation, real production understanding. We will begin with what exporters are and why they are required. So then we will understand the open telemetry architecture and see where exporter fits. We will go deep into exporter role and responsibilities, what exporters do and what they deliberately do not do, different exporter types and when to use them. We will also discuss OTLP exporter in details, vendor specific exporters, exporter versus collectors, a very common interview question, and finally we will cover best practice and production takeaways. So by the end of this video, you will know how exporter works in real system, not just in theory. So let's begin. So first, we'll see why do we need exporters. So let's start with a very functional question. Why do we even need exporters? OpenTelemetry helps us collect telemetry data, which includes traces, metrics, and logs, which basically help us get how a request flows, CPU memory response time from metrics, and log is the events and error. But imagine this situation. Your application is generating thousands of traces, but no one can use them. That data is useless unless it reaches a system where you can visualize it, you can search it, you can analyze it. Telemetry lifecycle works like this. Instrumentation generate data, SDK manage and buffers it, and data stays inside the application memory. Now comes the exporter. Think of exporter as a courier service. SDK packs the parcel, exporter delivers it, and backend receive it. Without exporter, OpenTelemetry would be like collecting parcels but never shipping them. Got it? Now, this is the overall architecture of OpenTelemetry. So now let's zoom out and look at the big picture of architecture. Inside the application, we have instrumentation, the OpenTelemetry SDK, then the exporter. Outside the application, OpenTelemetry collector, observability backend live Grafana, Jagger, Datadog. This separation is intentional. The application should focus on business logic, generating telemetry. Heavy processing, filtering, routing should happen outside the app, which is why collector exists. Exporter act as the boundary crossing component between app and the external system. So now I think you are getting the overall architecture of the OpenTelemetry. Let's move on to the role of exporter in architecture. The exporter is the last stage inside the application. After this point, data leaves the application process. Network communications begin. Exporter work only with the processed telemetry. Spans are already created, sampling is already applied, data is already batched. Exporter does not modify meaning, it just delivers. You can think of exporter as a bridge, application on one side, monitoring tool on the other side. This design keeps the application lightweight and fast. So these are the role that last component inside the application. That means exporter is the final stage of telemetry processing within the app. After this point, data leaves the application boundary. Then sends processed telemetry data, which means it works with batched, sampled and formatted logs. So it's export already processed data from the OpenTelemetry SDK. And the third thing is connect application with monitoring tool, which act as a communication bridge between the app and the observability backends. Okay, so let's move on further. What exactly does an exporter do? So let's break down the responsibility of an exporter. First, data format conversion. So just see this overall diagrammatic representation of the exporter's responsibility. So first is data format conversion. Internally, SDK stores telemetry in its own representation. Exporter converts it into OTLP, JSON or protobol. Then second thing is network transition. Exporter send data using HTTP or gRPC. Then third is failure handling. Then temporary network failures, backend unavailables. These are the kind of failures can be handled in the third section. Exporter implements retry mechanism so data is not lost immediately. Finally, asynchronous execution. Exporter never block application thread. This ensures observability does not slow down your production app. Okay, so basically this is what the diagram represents the responsibility of the exporter. Okay, let's move on to the next one, that what exporter does not do. So this slide is critical for interview clarity. Exporter do not create spams, decide spamming, store data. Those responsibility belongs to instrumentation, SDK collector and collector. Typical flow is spam is created, then SDK batches, then exporter sends every few seconds. Remember this statement, exporter is a delivery focused, not logic focused. Okay. So if an interview asks you, does exporter control sampling? Then the answer is a clear no. Okay. Let's move to the next type. Then what are the different types of exporters are there? So basically there are three types of exporters. The console exporter, then the OTLP exporter, which is like recommended exporter, and the vendor specific exporter. We'll get deep dive into all this type. Let's begin with the console exporter. Okay, so the console exporter is the simplest exporter. It prints telemetry data directly to the terminals. This exporter is mainly used for learning OpenTelemetry, debugging instrumentation, local testing. You will see trace IDs, spam IDs, duration and attributes. As you can see in my given example over the screen, that the telemetry is printed in the console, and it gives spam ID, trace ID, duration and what are the attributes are there. But remember, console exporter is never for production. So printing large volumes of telemetry to console can crash application. So be careful for that. Now let's move to the second type of exporter, that is OTLP exporter, and it is mostly highly recommended. So OLTP stands for the OpenTelemetry Protocol. This is the official native protocol of OpenTelemetry. Instead of having different exporter for traces, matrices and logs, the OTLP supports all three signals using one protocol. Then as the single protocol for all telemetry signal. Then the transport option which are available are gRPC on part 4317, which is like a high performance and binary, and the second one is HTTP on port 4318, which is like easier setup. So in modern system, OTLP is the default choice you can go for. Now, the data flow and the benefits we can see is, let's look at the recommended OTLP data flow, application, then OTLP exporter, then collector, and then the backend. So why is the approach preferred? Why this approach preferred? Because it gives standardized format, then backend agnostic, then no vendor lock-ins, work perfectly with collectors. And it supports all telemetry signals like traces metrics logs and works seamlessly with OpenTelemetry collector. The This architecture allows you to change monitoring tools, add processor, and route data differently without changing application code. So that's why this is highly recommended. Then if we go with the configuration, so OTLP exporter configuration plays a big role in production stability, because there are some key settings, because the endpoint, as you can say, you can see here the endpoints, protocol timeout, and retry policy. So why this happen? Because endpoint is where the data is sent, and the protocol are the gRPC or HTTP for high performance and easier and simple HTTP we used. Then timeouts, max wait time, and retry policy, failure handling, and also prevent data loss. But and a poor configuration can lead to data loss, high memory usage, performance issue. So in production, retries and timeouts must be carefully tuned. So this is very helpful point, and the most important point, that we must be careful while tuning the retry policies and the timeouts. Then, but OTLP is the most recommended one in the three types of collectors. Then the last one is vendor specific exporters. So vendor specific exporters are tightly coupled to one backend. For example, Jagger exporter, Jagger backend, Zipkin exporter for Zipkin backend, Prometheus exporter for Prometheus backend. So the biggest problem is vendor locking. So if tomorrow your company switches tool, then the code changes required, retesting required. That's why modern architecture avoid vendor exporter and uses OTLP instead. So that's why, because there are some drawbacks, and which are really a bit difficult to handle that drawbacks. So that's why we always go with the OTLP exporter. Now, let's move on to the next one, that what is exporter versus collector. So a lot of time, a lot of people get confused that what is the major difference between the exporter and the collector. So this comparison is very common in interview, and it is like a frequently asked question kind. So what are exporter? We need to understand here is, exporter sends data out, simple responsibility, then limited logic, and the collector on the other hand processes data, filters, transforms, and routes. So think of exporter as a postman and collector as a sorting center. So yeah, so that's why exporters just send the data out and collector decided what to do next. So this is the common difference between the exporter and the collector. This is like a mostly asked question, so you should be able to explain it very clearly. Okay. Now, moving to the next part is how exporter works inside collector. So exporter exists at two levels. The first one is SDK level, and the second one is at the collector exporter. So SDK exporter means it runs inside the application. It sends data to the backend and usually sends data to the collector. And on the other hand, collector exporter run inside the collector, OpenTelemetry collector, and sends data to backend. This separation improves scalability and reliability. So if you can see, the end-to-end data flow is like from the SDK to collector to backend. Okay, so this is like how the exporter works inside collectors. Then moving to the next part is what are the best practices for exporters are. This is like a recommended setup. We can see that first the application, then the OTLP exporter collectors, and then the backend. But if we can see, let's discuss industry-based practices which we should follow for the exporters are always use OTLP, which are we are seeing from like the types of exporter that it is the best recommended. So always use OTLP. Then always use collectors. Avoid direct vendor exporters. Then use enable batching, use retry logic, configure retries, that means, and avoid blocking threads. Never block app thread. So direct exporter to backend is okay for demos, not for the production. So that you should be remembered for the best practices for exporter. Then just the last part, we just quickly go through the what are the interview and production takeaways we can take it from here. Is if you remember only these points, you will you are like interview ready. So exporter sends, collectors decide, that is the first thing. Then OTLP plus collector is standard. Then avoid vendor locking, and observability shows DevOps maturity. So collector is not optional in production. So yeah, this is the end of the discussion here. So that brings us to the end of this detailed session on open telemetry exporters. So if this video helped you, and please like, share and subscribe, and share it with the more people, and keep learning, keep observing, and happy debugging. Let us know if you have any queries. See you.